What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Now, will Greg, Rebecca, and Josh be in a polyamorous relationship? Stay tuned to find out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Is as simple as can be.
How awkward is this song?
So awkward.
This is like bringing me back to like 10th grade geometry or geometry. What did she say? I'm not sure, right? All right, guys, what's going on? It's your boy Nino, and welcome to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show. The full panel is back today, y'all. As always, you guys can find me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Right next to me, we have Miss Briana Phipps. Hello.
Hey guys, you can find me at bphipps14 on Instagram and Twitter, not Facebook. And then you can find me at bphipps1214 on Snapchat.
And right there, we have Miss Trene Todd.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Trene. I'm back. I missed you guys. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at your girl Trene.
Right next to Trene, we have Miss Renee Ariel. I love saying your last name.
Oh, thanks. It's my middle name.
Oh, it's your middle name.
My sister picked it out.
It's
Fun
fancy,
fact,
I like it.
4-year-old. Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel and on Snapchat at the Renee Ariel.
Perfect. We are back in full effect. Thank you, ladies, for taking over last week when Trene and I were gone.
No problem.
I loved your outfit, by the way, last week.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Frankenfurter.
Super fitting. I'm pretty sure the fans are like, why aren't you wearing what you're wearing for the past 2 weeks? Look at
We're
her.
done with Rocky Horror now.
We're done with Rocky Horror now. Okay, gotcha. All right, guys, let's get into it. This is called All Signs Point to Josh or Josh's Friend. Okay, and it starts
All
off.
signs point to singularity.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
that's
You know what?
they
And
point
we've
to.
talked about this from last season as well too. We're gonna go to Dr. Trene later on, and we're gonna have her analyze what they should and should not do here. We're gonna do that later on in the show. Are you good with that?
Don'ts
The do's and don'ts.
of the dating world.
Exactly. Brought to you by the expert right over here. We're gonna
I
get
don't,
into
you know,
that.
I'm getting my PhD in dating.
There we go. There we go. And it starts off just like that. I mentioned it in the little tease we had here. A polyamorous relationship. They were in the beginning all together with pizza, bed, spooning, all in one. That's not even a queen size bed, y'all. That was a full size bed. That was a full size bed.
But luckily only in her mind. Because this would be I would not be okay with someone if they were okay with what that relationship was.
That was
Who
weird.
gets to have sex with me tonight? Guys, arm wrestle to see.
I know, it was such a Rebecca fantasy.
It
That
was.
was crazy. But I'm so happy because I remember in the last week when we got this preview, we're like, this has to be a dream or something. Oh no, it's just Rebecca explaining her fantasy to a polyamorous couple.
Exactly. But they even said, that's not how it works, Rebecca.
Right.
You
No,
can't
It's
just
not,
choose.
it's not like, oh, I can't choose, so you know what? Let's just have both.
Right.
That's, like, that only works with ice cream, guys.
Right. She would get the best of both worlds. Like, Greg is a little bit more, sensitive. And then Josh, we have him. He's a bit aggressive sometimes. Like, it would go hand in hand. Like, the nights, not saying that this would have been a great idea, but the nights that,
Right.
she wanted somebody to throw her on the bed. She could
Okay,
have
Trene.
Josh. The night where she needs someone to feed her some ice cream.
Oh, this is a
Like,
little
be
hint.
great.
But, like, it can only work. I just, like, why is that the fantasy, them two together in the bed with her? Why is it not, like, one night one, the next night another?
That's
I
not
loves
fun,
them the
guys.
same way.
Exactly.
Do you
No,
guys think she equally loves both of them?
I don't think she knows what she wants.
Right.
I think she just wants something to, like, show her, give her, like, meaning in life. Like, like, she moved here to have a relationship and she still doesn't have one.
Yeah.
She needs to, like, have something to be like, I didn't move here for nothing.
Right. But it's a consensus, and we all think it goes deeper than the surface between just them two. It's her life in general. And Dr. Akopian makes her way back, y'all. Okay, we had Dr. Akopian here last season. It was great to have her on the show. I believe it was Trene and I. Were you here as well, too? For that?
No, it was before I joined you guys
Okay,
on the show.
so it was Trene and I. She was great to have her
great.
on the show. But she basically is still trying to help Rebecca, get through this mental situation. And she says it multiple times. You know what I mean?
She's just like, do you even listen to me?
Right.
She was like, none of them even want to be in a serious relationship with
No.
you. And that's
Well, that's
that
true
was
because
like key
all
word.
she did, all like that happened last episode was Greg told her she deserves to be happy. Like he never in anywhere did he
Yeah.
say you deserve to be happy and I can make you happy.
Right.
I know, and I love, okay, like last season, as the season progressed, she kind of got less crazy. Like, she was more relatable in the sense of like, oh, this guy actually wants to be with her. Oh, Josh actually has a crush on her. It's working out. But I love that this season comes full force. She's batshit. She's like, they both want me. I'm in a love triangle. Meanwhile, one of them does not want to commit to her, just wants to hook up casually while he lives with her because he has nowhere else to stay.
Right.
And the other one is just being nice.
The other one's like he loves her.
Yeah.
But he needs to focus on himself. Like
Right.
that's the more
Totally.
important thing right now. It's not about like, oh, let's just jump into another thing, and you can't just forget the past. Like I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, but it's true. It's true. But we all kind of mentioned it. Imagine if they were just to do them for, say, like a couple of years, and they come revisit the situation. They might all be in different places, and the choice won't have to be dealt with signs. Okay, Rebecca, your signs. Coincidence?
Okay, when you get. She kicks the bottle and she said whiskey bottle Greg. Was that a whiskey? I thought it was a
couldn't
beer
see it.
It
bottle.
looked like a beer
It looked
bottle.
like a beer bottle.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't
There
crazy
is
on that
some
one.
whiskey
Yeah, it
bottles.
didn't look like a whiskey
I mean, I'm not an expert, but there are some whiskey bottles that look like beer bottles.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah,
Possible.
but I couldn't.
In my
I
head, I
couldn't
just
read
think
it.
like Jack Daniels or Maker's Mark, and neither of those look.
I think Rebecca she's really full of herself, because for her to think that both these guys like love her, and I think she's really much so full of herself, and she's in denial because she thinks that both these guys love her,
Right.
but in reality every time that she's with them they're speaking to her and she's not registering like what they're really saying.
Well, she does this thing where it's almost like a what is that term in psychology where it's like you only want to listen to selective hearing.
yeah.
She hears what
Selective
she
hearing.
wants to hear.
Exactly. She has super selective hearing.
Like-
She has ultra selective
Like
hearing.
Greg said, like Greg actually says, I was going to your house to tell you I loved you. Now I'm seeking treatment. You deserve to be happy. And she hears, I love you. We can be happy. Like that's
Yeah.
like what she hears.
Right.
But then it also doesn't help, and jumping ahead again, for Greg to try to cover his mistakes or try to hold her and use her and give her that kiss later on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, we see what happens later on, and it works out. We'll talk about that. But I mean, it's still everyone has their issues, but everyone seems to be growing. Rebecca, every time the point where she starts to look like she starts to grow. And she starts to look like a responsible adult. In the next scene, it just changes and it flips the
Oh,
script.
yeah, big time.
I just can't.
I can't do it, okay? But I mean, okay, so Rebecca aside really quick, let's move on to, what was it, the ovulation roundup? What was
Well, I
it?
mean, that's still Rebecca.
app.
This is the literal scene of me being like, I can't right now. And sorry to jump in front of you, but like with the pregnancy test and Paula being like, I'm gonna buy you a pregnancy test. She goes, I don't need a test.
Right.
I know. Such a Becca
Baby
move.
Josh.
Like, I
Such
feel
a
it.
Rebecca moment.
Like
But
what? No, you need a test, girl.
She obviously, it's like one of those things where you make up this stuff. I feel like she wanted to be pregnant. Like,
Oh,
she wanted to
totally.
be pregnant. Like, there's some people out there that believe they're pregnant and actually
It's actually really
happens.
funny and coincidental because earlier someone was talking about, and this is a little off topic, but I guess someone thinks they're Eminem's daughter, and they think that because their name is Haley and
Oh.
they are the same age as Haley.
God.
And they think that they're pregnant, but they're not. And like she was on Dr. Phil apparently. So, I don't know. Someone was telling me about
Oh
this, and
my
like
gosh.
he was showing her. She thought she was 8.5 months pregnant, and she's not. And he's like, "This is what an 8.5 month pregnant ultrasound looks like."
So
This is
once
your-
again-
I'm
this
gonna
is Becca.
YouTube that later.
Wow.
That's Rebecca. She'd be like, "No, I'm like 9 months
Right.
once
pregnant."
again,
Yeah.
mental health is real.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
It's
because
extremely real.
that whole scene was just like
So funny.
It was.
Rebecca,
Paula's reaction
stop.
was the best. Where she's like, I'm so worried about you right now.
Right.
So
Her
good.
reaction was all of our reaction.
But when she said that, the only reason why I bring this up, and I said, not Rebecca, who right away thought, okay, Rebecca's not pregnant. No, this can't go written this way. Paula has to be pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was an instant thing for a lot of us, right?
Well,
There's no way Rebecca would be pregnant.
Were you
No.
hoping she wasn't
last
pregnant?
week not last week, but the week before that, I had predicted that there was going to be a pregnancy and that it was going
You
to be Rebecca.
Yeah, we predicted the pregnancy. Like, we predicted she was going to fake
That's
it.
what I thought.
Right.
Yeah, I thought you guys said you were going to fake it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
believe
had no
that.
idea.
But it was similar.
Right.
It was. I'm
In a
so
sense.
surprised she went back downstairs and said, that's
All right,
the
you know
truth.
what? Got my period, not pregnant.
Right.
So casually.
Right.
Back to let's go have period sex. Oh my gosh.
And the fact that she bought prenatal pills right away.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
Right
why
away.
you were at the store? You couldn't have picked up a test.
No, because 0 to 100.
You couldn't just get the pills.
In the back of her mind, she knows she wasn't. I bet you she knew she wasn't pregnant, but she wanted it to happen because she wanted the signs.
Right.
That it needs to be Josh and I.
I'm
you know
so-
what I mean?
Egg salad.
I'm so
all
happy though that it had turned out the way it did because Josh and her needed to not they were not on the same page whatsoever.
At all.
And at least this gave him the oomph to be like, you know what, I need to leave.
I'm out of here. You're crazy.
But imagine if she dragged it out, and if she remember we were talking about this. If she had said, "Okay, I'm not pregnant, but you know what? I'm going to play along,
That
and
would've
I'm
been
going to get
crazy.
pregnant." Imagine if that story kind of panned out.
Do you
Yeah.
think if she had not told him that she if she had not said I'm not pregnant, if he still thought she was, that he would have stuck around, or do you think he would
Yes.
have
Oh,
failed?
yeah.
He would have
think-
stuck
I would-
around.
He's a nice
He's
guy.
that
he
kind
was-
I think he's a nice
person.
guy, but I think that he
Yeah.
has that very young head mentality if he'd freak out maybe and just disappear for a weekend.
I feel like that would be Greg.
I think
Greg
that'd be
would
Greg.
disappear.
I think Josh would have totally stayed. I think he realized at that moment, my life is over. This is
Right.
what it's going to be. And he kind of accepted that.
I don't think he accepted it.
I think it was a miserable couple
It was like
minutes. But he was like, this is it. This
He
is what I
would have
did.
exactly in the time that he was pausing in the,
The whole
moment
time
when
she was
peeing,
peeing.
it would have. I think it would have processed in his head, and he would have been like, "Okay, I have to deal with the situation." You know what I mean? But I honestly think you're right. If it was Greg's, he might have ran away.
Right.
Once Atlanta came back, and then figured the situation.
I feel like
out.
Josh, okay, maybe he wouldn't have run away, but maybe he would have run home to his mom.
Right.
Josh, though, I feel like he would have. Yeah, he would have done it. And I also feel like she's not crazy enough, because if she was crazy, she would have faked being pregnant, or she would have stretched that out.
Also, I'm saying I think she's growing a little
Yeah.
bit too.
Yeah,
But I
she-
was waiting for her to bounce back to something crazy again, and she did later on.
Because last season she would have.
Well,
like,
she'll trick in certain ways, but I don't think that.
Okay, I don't think her telling him the truth, it shows that she's any less crazy, because here's why. I don't think she understood that what she just blurted out to him about their family, about their kids' names, how crazy that is to throw at someone. I honestly think she was thinking of coming back downstairs and everything would be cool. And that's why she told him. Crazy Rebecca's like, that's not a big deal. We're obviously going to be together forever. This is destiny. So why would her...
I feel like you could be in a relationship with someone for years and be like, oh, these are our kids' names, and they'd still be like,
what?
what?
That's
crazy.
Okay, a mess. Okay, so let's really leave Rebecca for a little bit here, and let's go to Greg. Okay, so
Greg.
the other week I was here. I was like half and half, team Greg, half Josh. I'm still not sure right now at this moment where I am at the moment, but okay, Greg's dad sells the house, guys. Like, he sells the house, and he's like, here's half the money to give to you so you can go to Emory, his dream school that he's been wanting to go to forever. That's a great parent right there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it
And he
is.
looks better too. He doesn't look as sick as he did
know.
last season, which is great. So he doesn't have to worry about that. And Greg now has second thoughts about the situation. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, because he's gonna have to leave behind everything he knows.
Right.
I mean, in my head, I was like, he's not gonna do it. He's gonna stay in West Covina. He's gonna, probably use the money and put it in towards something that he's interested in West Covina.
But not
Well,
school.
yeah.
The thing is,
Not
Greg
school.
is scared to take
Right.
those leaps.
Yeah.
Like, it's what he wants, but then I think he has that same what if I can't do it?
Right.
If I never try, I'll never know. Mm-hmm. But I'll never know. I'll never have to know that I failed either.
Yeah. See, I really want him to go to school, but at the same time, I'm worried, because would his storyline just end in the show? What would they do with him?
No, he's gonna be back.
No.
Yeah, 'cause I
feel-
thought that was gonna be like, well, he's probably getting casted for something else, and we're not gonna see him for a few episodes.
Oh, I hope not. But I think.
Or Becca's gonna show up at his college.
I wouldn't be
Yeah, if
surprised.
it changes location. Greg.
Something's gonna happen. It could be something totally crazy too, where oh my gosh, Emory has an online program. Someone to stay here in West Covina. It could be something like that could get him back to West Covina. I don't think he's gonna leave whatsoever.
No, he'll be back.
I
was
hope not.
So excited.
No, he'll definitely be back.
Right.
I don't think that they're gonna get him off the show anytime
Yeah.
They better not.
I was excited.
I love Greg. He's becoming so likable. These past few
Right.
episodes, like, I've really enjoyed him, especially this one.
Right.
He's like smiling. It's so crazy.
He's
calm,
because he's
calm
living.
demeanor.
so calm.
He's living without the substance abuse that he had before.
Yeah.
It's just Greg now. It's not Greg and alcohol.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I was excited for him. I was like, wow, like he's gonna get another second chance, like at
Right.
life, at just leaving behind all the problems.
So do you think it was like normal for him to have used Rebecca as that crutch when he was trying to make his decision? In a
Yeah, I mean, I
sense?
think that's his
Yeah.
instinct. I think his
Like,
instinct
right.
is like, what can I use to keep me here? Oh, I'm going to use my alcoholism and the fact that I'm not supposed to make big changes. Oh, my sponsor told me, no, it's okay to make those changes.
His sponsor, Guardrail, by the way.
Yeah,
Guardrail.
just don't drink. That's your one actual rule. The rest of it is like suggestions, but just don't drink. And he's like, oh, I can't use that as an excuse anymore. Okay, I'm going to use Rebecca as an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree with
scary
that.
though, leaving everything you know, leaving the person that you love and
So then
isn't good for you.
and that's my
you
other
know?
question to you guys here. Do you think that he really does love Rebecca?
Yes.
And then that wasn't just that was a ploy to get him to stay in a sense, but also his real truth coming out.
No, I think he really does love her, but I think he finally, maybe by the end of it, also realized she doesn't love me in the way I love her, at least not yet.
He loves the idea of Rebecca and what Rebecca could be.
Right.
Because he knows that she's crazy. He knows that she's gone from his friend to her. But he doesn't love her because somebody that loves you wouldn't go to your friend. So that's not healthy. Like you know what I mean? Like, he loves the idea that maybe this could go somewhere. Maybe Rebecca could get, better in the way she treats me, the way she respects me. But no, I don't think he truly deeply loves her.
Look at that. Okay, what about you?
I think he does love her. I think he is crazy about her. But I think because of what his father said, because of what he's probably learned from being away from her, that she's not good for him. And sometimes, if you love something, you have to let it go.
Ooh, that's
it's truly
true.
yours. It'll follow you to the airport and stop you from leaving.
And look, and I'm like Team Greg all the way. Like, I've always been Team Greg since day one. But, like, right now, they need to not be together. They all need to be single
They
for
all
a
not
while.
need to be together.
Agreed.
Exactly. Totally.
They all need doctor.
Right. Okay.
Like a therapy, a group
They
therapy.
do. Dr. Acopia needs to bring all of them together. Or
I
actually,
feel
you know
like
what?
that would be a great episode because I feel like maybe in her head she's like, I just don't even know if these people really exist.
You know what? Or Daryl and Joe just need to have a session with everybody and tell them this is how you live a happy life.
I
Okay.
love Daryl so much.
So
so
let's talk
funny.
about Daryl and how hard he's trying to get in this BFF triangle with Rebecca.
Daryl is a better friend to everybody than they are to each other.
I know.
And he's trying so hard, okay?
So hard.
So hard to try to
Like,
be.
yeah, it's a little creepy that he knows their ovulation because he gets the little ping on his
Right.
phone. But he's adorable.
He's trying to be a great friend. And what he did for Paula, and you guys saw this when you watched the episode, and I don't know how you do this though. I know the dean, okay, that's great, but get somebody into law school like that, and all of a sudden them start the next semester, you gotta love TV. You know what I mean? You gotta love
I
TV for
know.
cutting out the 3 months or 6 months of waiting
Right.
and just going straight to the point of how it happens.
Straight to it.
Right? The San Bernardino Law School or San Dimas Law School, whatever it was. I think it was San Dimas Law School. And he does all that for Paula.
I also love that Daryl loves everybody except for his assistant.
I know.
Maya.
Maya.
It's little
Stop
Esther.
being a millennial.
Right.
That was great.
Get the
Box.
Do you guys know her comedy?
No.
She's so funny. She had a show that was like Cocktails with Little Esther. It's hilarious. She's great. She's a stand-up comedian. I love her.
Nice. So
Check
can you
her
check her out on
out.
YouTube?
Yeah, go find her on YouTube. Little Esther. Look her up. She has all her Laugh
Little
Factory stuff.
Esther.
And yeah, she's hilarious.
That's awesome. I wonder if that's how they connected with her. If Rebecca knew her
Probably.
from
Oh,
YouTube
I'm
community-
sure.
from
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
community or
UCD and all
whatnot.
that stuff.
That's so cool. But yeah, okay, so Daryl does all that for Paula, but Paula is now going through the situation because after she finds out that Rebecca's not pregnant, she's just like, oh, damn, light bulb.
And then she doesn't.
What?
She does not take her own advice and take the test.
Exactly. But she like I think she felt it. She really felt it. And with her feeling it, I could trust her feeling more than I could trust Rebecca's feeling.
Right.
Well, because her
You know?
feeling wasn't one of instant happiness, like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
We're
is
gonna have a
sad.
family. This is
Yeah.
obviously me and Greg can't raise Josh's baby.
Oh, I
Right.
love that line.
So I feel like there's always, if there's a will, there's a way type situation. Do you think Paula's going to get through this and be able to get to do
I
law
think she
school?
can
Yeah.
make it work. She just doesn't believe she can, and she's afraid of it hindering her as it has in the past.
Right.
Scott would probably work so to support her.
Exactly.
What if Scott like took a step back from his career to kind of be more stay-at-home dad so that she could have her career?
I could see him doing that.
Right.
I would love that.
It would be great, but how would they survive as far as like trying to pay for college and all this other stuff?
Daryl will give them money.
Daryl.
Imagine
You guys could have my pot of money.
You can come live with me. We'll all be one happy roommate.
That is so crazy.
They can get his ex-wife to come back with the suitcase of money.
Or Rebecca just throws her money away. She can give him some.
Yeah, true.
It's better than her spending it on like 3 tickets to Hawaii like she did before.
That's true. So Rebecca is still rolling in the dough.
Apparently. Somehow. Like she said this episode, she doesn't work ever. She's never there. She doesn't know how she's not fired.
I love that they addressed that because in so many comedies, we never see the characters at work. And I love that they had that little joke of like, yeah, I'm like rarely there. I'm surprised I'm not fired.
No, I love that too because like going away a little bit for just a quick second because I watch another show, Shameless. I do the after show. And like they've never... Or not Shameless, sorry. Speechless.
Good show.
Both a less show. But both parents just never seem to work. So
yeah, and they never address it.
And they never address it, yeah.
But I love that they did in this because you wonder. I mean, in the first season, I feel like she was at work a lot more, and she'd leave, but she would always have those moments of like, I just completed this, so you know she's doing
a reason
things.
for leaving.
Yeah.
And this one, I like that Daryl too is just like, you guys can't just both leave whenever you want.
Right.
All right, can I come?
Right, exactly. They're lucky Daryl is their boss.
Right.
That's it. Plain and simple. They
He
go
just
off
wants
to the
he
park.
wants to be friends with them so much
Right.
that he's willing to let go of the fact that they never
more,
were.
They're more at the boba shop than they are at work, which is pretty funny. Yet they still get work done. That shows how good they are.
Yeah.
That shows how good a lawyer Paula could be later on, okay? It's fine. It's okay. But
That shows how Paula can do law school and have everything else.
exactly. She could do it. I think she can. We'll get to that in predictions and whatnot. But okay, let's get back into Rebecca again. And Greg. I mean, you love talking about Greg, so let's get back to Rebecca and Greg. Now, their coincidental meeting in the park, in the beautiful park once again, after the breakup with her and Josh, which was really traumatic. That was a really good scene. One of my favorite scenes was the breakup scene between her and Josh, and how he came to realize, and how all of a sudden he just got smart. Like in that one scene, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The comedy beats in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is just so quick. Everything's so quick. But so they break up, and then she goes back, and all of a sudden, they want to restart and rekindle once again. How many times has Greg and Rachel pressed the restart button?
But that was not Greg's idea.
No.
Rebecca.
And also, the only time they ever really had a thing was the end of last season. Like, before then, it was like him wanting her, but her just using him.
Right.
So it wasn't a restart ever until, like, now.
But have you noticed that every time they talk about a restart, they always say restart?
But yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would not take her back. You slept with my friend.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but
that
we're
is
still together.
Foul.
Even if he was going to take her back, like, he needs time. He needs to know that he's just not a rebound.
Right.
So do you think he was wrong for kissing her and leading her to that way?
I think that he shouldn't have because...
I don't think he should have.
Vulnerable. He was vulnerable.
She's too... clings to anything she can. And yeah, he didn't 100%... Like, he didn't know about Josh yet. But, like, to that respect, in his head, like, her and Josh are still a thing.
That's, like, my one gripe with that situation over there, is that he kissed her, and then when she said, okay, let's figure this all out. Come meet me back here at 6 o'clock the next day. And if you're here, we'll know it's true or whatever it is, in the case that may be. Like, that just got me mad. Like, you kissed her, and then you don't even have the decency to answer her text or let her know that, yo, I'm leaving. Like, I'm going to leave on a jet plane and maybe never come back.
But he did. She got a Snapchat notification, so he sent her a Snapchat. God, Nino.
We didn't even see the Snapchat. It could've just been him.
I want to see what that Snapchat
It could have just been him, like bye, West Covina. See you later.
But it was a notification, which meant it was sent directly to her. It wasn't on his story.
That's whack. That's like texting somebody to break up with them.
Her phone.
I was going to say on her phone, she like gets notifications just
I'm not
like Greg
saying
and
it's the best
Josh.
way, but maybe he was just afraid if like she could talk to him that she could convince him not to leave.
Oh, he knows it. He knows that Rebecca has a pull on him.
So that was his decency to be like, okay,
Right.
at least I'm telling you I'm at the airport. Take a look, I'm at the airport and I'm leaving, but I'm not telling you directly. Type situation.
So
I guess.
why do you think that he decided to watch her while she was waiting at the bridge?
Well, he was gonna go meet her at the bridge. And then he saw the sign.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Right.
The whole
And he's like, oh
episode
no.
about signs.
My dad was right. I need to go. What am
The
I
water,
doing?
the
Right.
swimming.
The danger.
He realized if they got back together, it would just be a replay of what's already happened.
I'm so mad. Water under that bridge, we're in a drought. There's not, that water's probably 2 feet. Okay, they could swim out of their problems.
And how symbolic is that?
I
Water
think-
under the bridge.
I
Right,
just think
exactly.
it's a good thing for. I was happy that he chose to not meet her because they need to be single. Like, I know it's not going to happen. I know something will happen, but I want this for them. They, like, eventually one day they could maybe be together, but they need to take time apart and find who they are first.
They do. Well, let's get to it then, because I promised everyone Dr. Trene today. So, Trene, you always have something philosophical to say about these relationships.
I just think that he does not need to take her back. They need to move on. They all need to move on, all 3 of them, because this is ridiculous. You should not be dating someone who messed with your best friend.
True.
The
very
friendship
true.
between Josh and Greg is never going to be the same. As much as Greg is like, it's cool, man.
It's
But,
really not cool.
You know, and even so too, bros before hoes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you not grow up in a small town?
You know, bro. Yeah, no, Sacramento. Yeah, it does.
Okay,
it
because
does.
I was like in my high school,
Yeah.
people like were best friends and shared
Yeah.
girlfriends and went
Yeah.
back and
We
forth.
talked about this last
Yeah,
week. Have
very-
you ever dated like a good friend's ex?
No.
I've never, and I've seen that situation before, and you know, I'm not calling out my friends. My friends, when you watch this, don't, you know, I'm not gonna go there. But I've seen it before, and it turns out super awkward, even though they say that that we're all adults here and it's gonna be okay. There's always some sort of underlying, I don't know, emotion and attachment to an ex in general, and to see them move on with somebody else, it almost can trigger another emotion that you probably wouldn't even think you were
I don't know.
feeling.
My friend like dated he wasn't like my ex, but he was a guy I was talking to for like a while, and then she dated him for like a year after that, and I was in her wedding still.
And you were okay with it. I mean, I guess it is to each his own. You know what
I mean, you get over it. It's maybe at first a little upsetting, but you realize. I mean, first of all, she never with either of them ever had something that was super serious where it was going like. It'd be different if she was dating one of them for like a very long time and it was really serious and then that happened. But because it's like she's like Josh said, it was just a casual thing. Like, it's not, both with Greg and with him, it's both been casual.
Yeah, but it's still, and for her too. How do you think you're ever gonna get in a serious relationship with these guys if you're just going from
Yeah, I mean,
back to
Right,
back,
full
that I
back to
completely
back,
agree
back
with.
to back? Like there's no future.
How about all of a sudden she just goes to their friend Hector, and it just becomes a whole nother situation. Like Hector.
It's not going to be
Either
Hector
one.
because Hector's the one that's like, why did both of my friends
friends-
like this girl?
Right.
I also think it'd be interesting if Greg, even for a second, was like, maybe this can work. And then Josh gets a hold of him and is like, we literally broke up the night before because she told me she was pregnant with my baby and we were going to live together forever. She already had names for them. And then she said, just kidding, I'm not pregnant. And I broke up with her. And then he'd be like, oh, I was the rebound again.
Or how about if he was just like, okay. You know how Greg's demeanor, he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
It happens.
That's fine.
Rebecca.
exactly.
Are we in college? Like, are these college kids? I just feel
Greg.
like they
Greg's back.
they just need to.
This is the reason why I like Greg so much with her, is because he knows all these crazy things about her and he still likes her. Like Josh, every time she does something crazy, he's like, I need to leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time.
Like, he's not okay with her craziness, but Greg seems to be, and I like that Greg calls her out on it.
That's insane. I don't know, but I mean, that's the gist of kind of like what happened. And I know we don't have the scales from 1 to 10 that we wanted to promise everyone. We wanted to do this thing where we wanted to rate how crazy Rebecca is from
We're gonna get it.
from
We're gonna
either
do
1
it.
to 10 or Rebecca's crazy smile on a stick or whatnot. But from 1 to 10, how crazy do you think Rebecca was in this particular episode over here? Let's start over with Renee.
You know, I want to give it about a 6.
Okay.
Because she didn't do anything like stalk anyone. Well, I mean, she did follow Greg to the airport. However, I feel like there have been worse moments, and I do think she's capable of way worse. So I'll give it about 6 because of that moment she had with Josh, where she just flipped the switch like that and thought she was pregnant without taking a test. That's a little crazy.
Right.
Her moments with her therapist, and then the end, chasing Greg to the airport when she knows this means goodbye.
Right. Running on the freeway.
Yes.
So I'd have to say a 10 because she was crazy.
Dang.
She's crazy in love.
Oh.
So not so much like she's crazy, but she's crazy in love, and she would go like to whatever length.
There's
just
super
for
deep
her
Trene.
love.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, advice: don't smash the homies. That's the advice. That's today's advice.
Okay. Briana?
I'm gonna give her like a 7 or an 8 because I think the fact that she wasn't gonna take the test and that she was just envisioning this whole life with
Right.
them, and without even having that evidence, like even people when you take a pee stick test sometimes need to get a blood test because those
Right.
can be false positives. It's like rare, but they can happen. Like
Yeah.
Right.
to be like telling him all this and like springing it on him, and then to be jumping back into another relationship with someone else or trying to, and just looking for these random signs, like that's pretty crazy. Like that's desperate crazy.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Right.
I agree.
Okay, I'm gonna give her a 7.5. I'll kind of meet in the middle there. That's because I did think, she was crazy for not taking that test. She was a little nuts for all of a sudden hopping back to Greg because Josh was breaking up with her or whatnot. And then just, maybe that 0.5 for, I don't know, it should be an extra point for running in the streets to go see him at the airport, which looked like the LA Convention Center, by the way, once again. And I think that's the same place where they filmed last time when she went off into her trip or whatever it was when she left. But nonetheless, I would give her like a 7.5, I think, as far as my crazy rating for her. But that brings me to another question now, because you mentioned some people need blood tests to make sure that they're actually pregnant. Do you think, let's get into predictions here, do you think Paula is actually pregnant?
Yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah.
let's get into predictions. Let's get into predictions to see what we think is going to happen in the next couple of episodes here.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I tried to dub that really good. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Yeah, that was
Trying
good,
to put
right?
some business, taking their
I did.
job.
Look at that, see? Voiceover actors, folks. All right.
Predictions.
Oh my god.
Stop trying to one-up on me, Trene. Like, Trene has the creepy voices, okay? Like, okay, let's start over here with Briana, and then we'll work our way down.
Okay. So predictions, at least for next week.
Okay.
So she changes all of her style
What?
because. If you don't watch the previews, I'm sorry, guys. Jump off now.
Spoilers.
Which is also kind of funny because of like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Marilyn Monroe switching into a blonde. Just saying.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so she changed her style. We know this from the preview and stuff, and we saw that Josh sees her. I think there's gonna be a relapse. They're gonna sleep together. It's not gonna be like it's gonna give her hope, but he's just gonna be like, oh, like she like looks a little different. I want to like hit that type of deal.
I'll be so mad at him. Go ahead, sorry.
So they're gonna have a relapse. They're gonna sleep with each other at least once. And then I do think that this might be the episode where at the very end, after, like Valencia comes back.
I'm waiting.
I think that this is gonna be the one at the very end.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I
Oh
didn't
my
even-
god, I love that prediction, Brady.
Yeah.
Also, I think that we're gonna have like a back and forth. Like they didn't show, but I think if it's not this episode, then it'll be the next episode where we're gonna see Greg in Atlanta and them here, and it's gonna kind of split a little bit. Like we're gonna see what his lifestyle in Atlanta is like. If it's gonna be next episode, I'm not sure, but definitely within like 2 episodes.
Okay.
Well, I have a couple. I definitely think that Greg is gonna come back because he's not gonna have any friends in Atlanta. It's gonna be hard for him to transition. So I feel like he will come back. And then piggybacking off of your prediction, I think Valencia and Josh will probably end up getting back together. And then also last prediction, there may be a therapy session between Josh and Rebecca and Greg.
Oh, all three.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Bring the polyamorous relationship together. All right.
I think that something is going to fall through with that money that
Oh no.
that Greg just got, and I think it's going to keep him from going. I think something's going to go wrong, and then he's not going to be able to go. I also think that when Josh sees Rebecca's makeover, I think he's going to be so like weirded out by it and like be like, oh my god, that looks great. And Becca's gonna think he loves my new look, but he's really like this crazy girl. And just because I'm hopeful, I hope Valencia comes back. And if she does, I really do think she's going to get back together with Josh, and it's gonna make Becca crazier.
Nice. Okay. I really like your prediction about the Valencia thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm really waiting for her to come back. Like, I'm stalking her IMDb to see what what she's filmed or anything like that. I haven't seen anything yet.
I love her.
So I don't know if they're just doing that just to not let us see. But I would love for that to happen. Now, my prediction would be that I think Paula, something's going to happen, and she's still going to be pregnant, I think, but she's going to push through, and it's going to happen. She's going to be in school while pregnant. She's going to have the baby before she actually graduates, and it's going to be all good. She's going to push through somehow. Something's going to happen there. Oh, it would be funny if Greg helped pay for it's too much.
Piggybacking off of your thing though, with her being pregnant, because I definitely think she's going to be pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a fake. I think that she's going to keep the baby. But I think that Becca's gonna like be like, I'll raise the baby for you.
Oh, crazy. But
like, it's okay, you can do school and all that because
Right.
I'll raise it for you.
this is totally far off. But I was
Yeah.
imagine if the money Greg decides to just pay for Paula's. It's what would happen. But imagine if Greg were to pay for Paula's school. You know what I mean?
Why are you trying to make
Amazing.
me fall in love with him more?
Oh, look at that, see? But no, not gonna happen. But so that's gonna happen. She's gonna push through. Everything's gonna be okay. I also feel like Greg's not gonna survive in Atlanta. Like, Emory was his number one school, and he's loved it so much. For some reason, he's not gonna like Atlanta. He's gonna hook up with Barry, and Barry might be this crazy weird dude. And he's like, I'm not trying to be like Barry. I need to come back here. And he'll find a school out here, and he'll end up settling out here. And there's still going to be this banter between them, trying to figure out what their relationship is like or whatnot. I think Josh might have maybe an episode of just a cool down, where we're not going to concentrate on Josh next episode. I don't think too hard. We're going to see him at one point when he sees Rebecca with a makeover. Hopefully it's not too much, and I would love to see a little bit more with Greg. Although in my heart of hearts, in the back of my head, I still feel like somehow she's going to end up with Josh. I got your eye to twitch there. Look at that. I don't know. We'll see.
And I'm
You
still,
too. It was her eye twitching I was talking about.
Josh.
I'm still waiting because of our lovely guest last week, her telling me that there is going to be another tap number that I'm going to love even more than Settle For You. So I'm just waiting for that episode. I don't know when it's going to come out.
Couple episodes in. Any final thoughts about this episode here, ladies? Quiet. We're good.
I love the episode. No, I mean, I love that the episode went the way it did because, I mean, it left them all single, which is where they need to be, but I know it's not where it's going to stay because then the show's over. So
Right.
I'm like, it made me so happy / nervous because now I'm just like waiting for the next crazy thing to happen. Because it's just them all being single and kind of working on themselves is too good to be true.
Right. Like, I'd love to see Greg meet someone new. Like, what if he meets someone in AA?
No, I mean, he just needs to be single, though.
Like
he needs to not even have anybody. He needs to just concentrate on him.
You're just hoping because you just want him and Rebecca to get together.
I mean, yeah, but also because he needs to just also work on himself.
True, they all need to work on themselves. Definitely.
Totally.
100%.
And no matter what, like, he's gonna, even if there is a new girl, it's gonna help sway him. Like, he needs to just be alone. They all just need to be alone.
The crazy's gonna come back, and we all know the crazy's gonna come back. I just wonder in what form and how it's gonna come back. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see.
Also, do you think, random little slide, I know we're about to end, but because Paula's pregnant, do you think she's gonna use the babies as an excuse to like start doing crazy stuff with Rebecca again?
Oh, your predictions are really good today. Oh. Lights, you see those?
I love that.
That's really good.
That's a good idea. I really
to start
need
happening
Paula
again. Paula's
being
has
crazy.
to fall off the boat. She's going like it's. Like I said, all of this is too good to last.
Paula is my favorite type of crazy, and this is the perfect time in the next few episodes for her to get in on this because everyone's rejecting Rebecca. It's time for Paula to save the day.
Well, remember, 2 weeks ago I had said she's going to find a loophole to try to help Rebecca. The pregnancy could be the loophole.
I'm just like so confused though because like even with the advice, like she's like, I can't help you choose. Like I can't help talk to you about Greg.
Right.
I thought she could help talk to her.
Right.
I know, me too.
I thought she just couldn't like do anything.
I think
Same.
she's just trying to get her life together, and she doesn't want any distractions in that in that fact or whatnot. But I really do hope they realize how awesome Daryl is at the end of the day.
Love Daryl.
Who was the actor our guest told us was gonna play Daryl originally? I forget.
Oh, I don't remember either. Someone completely different.
Oh wow, well I love this Daryl, so that's great.
I know.
And I heard they did a good job at the Entertainment Weekly live Crazy Ex-Girlfriend session. They did that last week.
Oh yeah, I saw it. They were also at LA Comic-Con.
Yeah. So.
And you can see like videos online. They like sang stuff live.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I would have loved to seen that.
Yeah, same.
Which is before we really, and I'm sorry about this, but it's also nice to see that they don't have to have 3 or 4 numbers for us to be really entertained. It was just one number, and I was really into the storyline.
Yeah,
Right.
same.
You know?
Oh, also, news and gossip, if we want to do a little bit of it. I mean, it's kind of old news and gossip, but with the election coming up, if you want, Rebecca did a Funny or Die. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you are. But
I haven't seen
really?
it.
Yeah.
Where are you?
You should
Where are you?
Yeah, it's a Funny or Die video. It's a political companion. Rachel's in it, and then a bunch of other celebrities. But
Right.
Oh, I'll check it out.
The Funny or Die stuff, yeah, everyone go vote on Tuesday, folks. Whoever you vote for, just go vote. But the Funny or Die campaigns to rock the vote is amazing. If you guys have never seen it, go watch it. If you love YouTube, you're going to love all this stuff. on Funny or Die.
I need to watch this,
It'll
guys.
give you a little bit more of a smile during this election, folks. Yeah, exactly.
But be forewarned, there is foul language in it.
Yes.
If you're
4 hour, under PG-13 viewers. Hopefully we don't have too many of them. All right, folks. Well, that is it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in once again here at the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Once again, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. What about you, Bri?
You can find me at bphipps14, Twitter and Instagram, 1214 for Snapchat.
Trene.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at your girl Trene.
And Renee. I love saying it together.
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Renee Ariel and on Snapchat at BRenee Ariel.
That is it, folks. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.